Alright guys, I know this video would be relatively unexpected coming from me, seeing as I am a pretty decent Minecraft fan myself, but this needs to be talked about, okay? 1.19.1 is by far one of the worst Minecraft updates we've gotten in a long time. And yes, I am using Pokemon Legends Arceus gameplay, and I will be using more Nintendo Switch gameplay in future videos. But that's not the point of today's video. The point of today's video is calling out Microsoft, because I knew that as soon as Microsoft purchased Minecraft, it'd be horrible. I knew that they would run the game into the ground before they even purchased it. When I heard the news that Microsoft was going to take ownership of Minecraft, I remember telling my friend, I said, dude, this is going to be horrible. They're going to ruin the game. They're going to run it into the ground. Lo and behold, what are they doing? Running it into the ground. And are you honestly surprised? Can you honestly be surprised that Microsoft, the company known for running things into the ground, is now running something into the ground? It is no wonder why Minecraft is starting to die out and it's not as popular anymore. There is a very big reason. Microsoft is the main reason. Because this wouldn't be as big of a problem. Now let me tell you guys why I'm going to call this video Minecraft Update 1.19.1 the Censorship Update. You can be banned for things you do in your private survival worlds. And not only can you be banned from things you do in your private survival worlds, you can be banned for things you do in your realms. Which, I mean, has always technically been a thing. But, why private worlds, okay? Microsoft, you have no jurisdiction whatsoever about what anyone does in their private Minecraft worlds. It's single player. Or multiplayer if they're doing split screen or they're playing with friends or whatever the case may be. It is single player. It is private. It is 9 times out of 10 offline. I can understand banning someone from realms or from servers for breaking the code of conduct. However, it is not your code of conduct they're breaking. They would be breaking the server's code of conduct. Keep this in mind, guys. The server's code of conduct. And by the way, you have the option to report people for terrorism in Minecraft now. Or technically it's labeled as terroristic threats. You have the option to report people for that now, and I think it's completely screwed. Why should you be able to ban somebody from a single player game? If they're not playing with anyone else, and it's just them, if they want to build something super offensive, why should anyone care? What is it any of your business what I do with my private survival world? Somebody could build Auschwitz if they wanted to in their own private survival world. Why? Because it's their private world. It's not a public world. It's not like they're hosting a public server where anyone can join. Then Microsoft can take action because then they're technically violating TOS. But until then, not much they can do. I really just think that Microsoft needs to just stop when it comes to the Minecraft updates. They need to stop and give the control back to Mojang. Because ever since Microsoft took control, I can name 2 updates that I thoroughly enjoyed, okay? The Nether update and the Aquatic update. And the Aquatic update was not very far into Mojang's acquisition, or not Mojang, but Microsoft's acquisition to Minecraft. not very far into their life cycle with it. And again, only 2 decent updates? Are you kidding me? 2 updates that I actually enjoyed playing. How is that even remotely reasonable? It's not. That's just it. If it was actually reasonable, then I wouldn't complain. I wouldn't complain if, let's say people were leaking IPs over Minecraft or something like that. Like on realms they were leaking each other's IPs, or on servers they were doing it. Then I'd understand. But I have yet to hear of hardly anyone leaking IPs on servers. And every time I've heard of someone leaking an IP on a server, they've been banned. So that point would fall flat on its face, because people don't generally leak IPs. I mean, I play Pixelmon on PC, and there are some pretty toxic people on Pixelmon, and I still have yet to see someone's IP get doxxed. I've seen people, I've been in lobbies where people got doxxed on GTA. Some dude said some other dude's location info, but that's on GTA. GTA is way more toxic than Minecraft. It's a whimsical little kids game. It should not be taken that seriously. And for Mojang to pretty much say, you better censor yourself in your own worlds or else, I mean, come on. I'm not going to relate this to any, I'm not going to make a parallel between this and World War II, or any historically political thing, okay? All I'm going to say is certain world leaders have a track record of removing the freedom of expression. That's all I'm going to leave that. You want to say, oh, but you can't compare this to Hitler, you can't compare this to Stalin, or Putin, or Zelensky, or Mao Zedong, or Xi Jinping, or whatever his name is, or Kim Jong-un. I very much so can make the comparison. Again, I'm not going to get political, and I'm not going to get into my beliefs on why I think all those people are wrong and bad. But, in the United States of America, we have freedom of speech. We are allowed to say whatever we want without consequence. People love to throw around this saying freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom from consequences. Actually, you're dead wrong. It does mean freedom from consequences. Freedom of speech means the freedom to say whatever you want to whoever you want, whenever you want, wherever you want, with 0 legal repercussions, or 0 actual repercussions. Why do you think when some racist dude says the N-word in public and gets jumped, the people that jumped him are the ones that got arrested? Because you're not supposed to restrict someone's freedom of speech. You don't have to like what they said. You don't have to respect what they said. You have to respect the fact that they have the right to say it. And for all these private companies to think that they're going to keep getting away with censorship, the people are getting fed up and they're making their own platforms. We're literally making our own content creation platforms. So, yeah, YouTube and Twitch, they'll die out. If 1.19.1, if they don't revert the change, people are just going to keep making mods to change it back. And by the way, this isn't even going into 1.19 itself, which was the wild update. Don't even get me started on how big of a flop that was, okay? Yeah, we got the Deep Dark, yeah, we got the Warden, but you know what? There's a portal structure in the ancient city, but yet there's no 4th dimension. Really makes you think, doesn't it? They add a indestructible block similar to Bedrock and Endstone portals, or End portals, or whatever you want to call them. And they want to tell us that it's not for a dimension. No, it most definitely is for a dimension. They were just too lazy to actually finish the update before the summer. They had to rush it out before summer to get those numbers back up. And you can be mad at me for saying that all you want, but at the end of the day, I know that I am not a fanboy. I'm not gonna defend Mojang for, or technically Microsoft in this case. I'm not defending Microsoft for their crappy business practices because that's all this is a crappy business practice. Making people pay money for your game and then telling them that they are not allowed to express themselves on the creative game that you created. That is one of the scummiest business tactics in the game, in the market, in the business. And Microsoft is telling us that if we want to have free expression, we can go screw ourselves. So, yeah. That's all I really had to say. I know a lot of you wouldn't have expected me to make this video, but didn't really have a choice. So, yeah. With that being said, I will catch you guys in the next later, and peace out.